I'm going to explain about different kinds of stresses in the earth. Really, we're going to look at three of them: tension, compression, and shearing. So let's look at tension. It means pulling apart, pulling away from each other. They're going in opposite directions. And there's different kinds of landforms that are made from tension. Continental rifts. So remember we talked about the different plates and stuff that are becoming farther apart from each other, and they're making a little valley in between that. Most of the time that happens, you can see it under the ocean, sometimes on land as well. But those plates are moving apart, and you get a rift in between the two plates. That's caused from tension. And a mid-Atlantic ridge as well. So the plates are pulling apart, and then magma is coming up from in between them, and it's flowing out, and then later, as things build, it builds a ridge in the middle of the ocean. Both of those are caused from tension, from the plates moving apart. The next one is compression, and that means pushing together. Plates are coming together, pushing, coming against each other. So two different landforms that are made from compression: an ocean ridge. So they're coming together, and it happens like two of them are coming together, and they're kind of pushing down and up against each other. They're pushing together, and they're not separating, but they're pushing together. And they're going down, and they're making a really deep valley. Another one is almost like the opposite, but the two of them are coming together, and they're actually building up and making mountain ranges, or mountains. The third one is called shearing, and that's when two plates are rubbing against each other, going in opposite directions. Not up and down or coming together or apart, but they're actually moving against each other. So like when we talk about fault lines or a fault zone, you have that fault line, two plates are bumped up against each other and moving. And it's, when you think about general faults, that would be often a shearing sort of thing. So remember we talked about the plates on Earth, the tectonic plates. They're always moving, bumping, and skidding against each other. They never stay in one place. They're always moving. And that movement causes stress, or it's called stress. It's different pushing and pulling and squeezing. Those three: tension, compression, and shearing. Another word that's almost similar to stress, it's called strain. And that means a change, like in the rocks itself. They're stressed and they're changing by compression, tension, shearing, all of that. So there's two different kinds of strain. One of them is called elastic strain or stress. So things are changed, but then they go back to the original form. They don't stay in that changed form. They change and then they go back, almost like a rubber band. You stretch it, but then it goes back to the regular shape. And the other one is called plastic stress or strain. And that one gets changed, and then the rock stays in that changed form. It doesn't go back to the original like the rubber bands. It just stays in that changed form. So with those three kinds of stresses, they make different kinds of landforms. So like mountain ranges, lots of mountains in a row. It's two of those plates coming together and building those mountains. Or in the middle of the ocean, a ridge or a deep valley. You can also get volcanic arcs. So you can see, if you look down on it, you can see a whole line of volcanoes. So those three, compression, happen from compression. Okay, what about tension? Well, mid-ocean ridge, so that magma is flowing up and out, and then you end up getting a big bulge in the middle, or mountain ridge. And they can also make a rift when they're pulling apart like that, big deep valley or a rift. And with shearing, you have those faults, and those plates are moving against each other, and the rocks are butting up against each other, moving. Well, that's what causes earthquakes, from those fault lines. And it makes cracks. And that's happening right now in Hawaii. Different things are popping